English language in at workplace, or for in social interactions, or any other day-to-day context when we communicate with others, when we need to talk to others. So how we would respond. This approach to language learning focuses on developing skills necessary for effective communication in various situations. So functional English enhances or focuses on enhancing or developing the skills effective communications. It helps to respond in real life situation. So if we talk about the objectives, communication focuses on skills. As we have discussed in the previous slide, its focus is on enhancing the skills. Communication functional English emphasizes the development of communication skills both in spoken and written form. Its objective is to enhance the both skills, especially both skills. The goal is to enable individuals to express themselves clearly and effectively. So by learning functional English, the learner would be able to communicate clearly and effectively. Functional English enhances spoken and written communication skills so that the learner may express clearly and effectively. Real life context. The language skills taught in functional English are designed to be applicable to real life situations. This can include workplace communication, social interaction, travel, and other day-to-day scenarios. So the skills, oral or spoken and written. So these skills make capable or enable the listener to use this language in a real life situation. This situation may be a workplace where you are working, it may be in your social or routine life, it may be during travel, it may be during work, or it may be in any other scenario. So learning of functional English enables the learner to communicate, to enhance his or her communication skills. Next, task-oriented learning. This is done, learning in functional English is often task-oriented. Students are often given tasks or assigned that mimic real-life language use, such as writing emails, making presentations, or engaging in discussions. So the students are taught functional English not through cramming or memorizing, but they are assigned some tasks or some assignments where they have to be performed, they have to be expose themselves in a real situation, they are engaged in a real situation and respond to that situation. For example, they may be asked to write an email to their seniors, to their subordinates, they may be asked to get information through email, they may be asked to make presentations, or they may be asked to discuss some topics or express their feelings. Functional English focuses on vocabulary that is related to specific objectives. For example, if a student is studying mass comm, he or she would be taught or focused on learning vocabulary that's related to his field or her field. If the person is studying social sciences or you can say computer sciences or business studies, they would be taught the vocabulary relating to their specific fields. So functional English focuses on teaching vocabulary that is relevant to the specific context and purposes. This helps learners acquire the language skills needed for their particular needs and goals. Next focus is on grammar. Grammar is very important part of a language. Grammar means the arrangement of words and the correct, or you can say agreement of the words. So where word should be written, what is the place of the word, what is specific place for a specific word. So this is a called grammar. While grammar is important, the focus is on practical grammar usage. Learners are taught how to construct grammatically correct sentences and expressions in a way that is useful in a real world situation. So students are taught grammar, and grammar that is required for practical purposes, and they are enabled to make grammatically construct sentences, because if the sentence is grammatically right, it would convey a correct message, and if the sentence is wrong, it might result in confusion, or it might result in something else. Next focus is on listening and speaking skills. A significant emphasis is placed on developing listening and speaking skills. This includes understanding spoken language, participating in conversations, and developing and delivering oral presentation. The students are given some practical tasks so that they may learn functional, they may learn English. They may be required to understand, comprehend some specific topics, some specific discussions, or this is focused on listening or understanding. They may be involved in some conversation, so they may use the vocabulary, or they may be unable to respond in some specific situations, and they are given assigned presentation, so they may improve communication skills, they may express them clearly, or they speak clearly and correctly. So in the conclusion, functional English is taught in language courses, workplace training programs, and adult education. The goal is to equip individuals with language skills necessary to navigate and succeed in various practical situations they may encounter in their personal and professional lives. So the objective is they enable them so that they may use language in a practical life or their professional life. This approach to language learning is practical, learners centered, and aims to make language acquisition a meaningful and applicable. So here the learners is focused. The need of the learners, what kind of situation he might face, what kind of workplace he might be in, and what kind of communication he would or she would require. So it would be focused on his or her requirements. And the next aim is to enable the speakers or listeners or learners of make language acquisition a meaningful and applicable. So they may do it correct way, in a proper way, and that language which is applicable in a practical life, or that helps the learner to communicate in a practical situation.
What are the part of speech? Parts of speech, as you can see the name, parts, pieces of speech, a sentence. What are the pieces of sentence? These are the words or categories of the words that play a role in sentence. In this video, we will we will see what are the parts of speech and how they and what role do they play in a sentence and how to identify them.
So what is the part of speech? In English grammar, the term parts of speech refers to the categories into which words are classified based on their functions and roles within sentences. A sentence is written, so for example, this is a sentence. So in this sentence, different words have been used: sentences, within, roles, function, etc. So what role these words are playing? So this role is studies in part of speech. Understanding the parts of the speech is essential for constructing grammatically correct and meaningful sentences. If you want to understand the meaning completely clearly, or if you want to convey message clearly and effectively, the person needs to understand the role and understand these categories, so that he or she may communicate effectively or write sentence clearly or meaningfully. So now we will discuss these parts of sentence or part of speech one by one. One, noun. A noun is a word that names a person, place, things, idea, or concept. You may say that noun is anything, whatever you see, whatever you feel, whatever you imagine, whatever you think is a noun. For example, if you're in a room, fan, walls, table, noun. If you are in a garden, flowers, fruits, plants, a noun. If you're open space, sky is a noun. Anything that you can feel, imagine, think. If you are thinking, money, anger, player, these all are nouns. So here are a few: city, dog, happiness, love. So these are nouns. Generally they are classified in two types: common and proper nouns. If you define them, so common means the name for a common things or idea or concept, and proper name for specific idea or concept. Or you can think that if you are thinking about any name, image, or any concept, and you have some specific picture in mind, you create some image, proper clear image, that is a proper noun. And if doesn't find or make clear image, that is a common noun. Let's have example. If anybody about talks city, so you're not sure which city. Similarly, if anybody says Islamabad or Lahore, you got a specific image in mind. So city is a common noun, whereas Lahore or Islamabad is a proper noun. Let's have another example. You have two brothers. One is Zaid and one is, suppose, Ahmed. So if anybody asks you, is your brother at home? So what would you think? You would be confused whether the person is talking about Zaid or he is talking about Ahmed. So brother is a common noun. But if he says Ahmed, you would have a clear picture of that person in your mind. So this is a proper noun. Similarly, if you talk about country, if you say country, you wouldn't have a specific image in mind. This would be a common noun. If you say Pakistan, if you say Australia, if you say America, so you have some specific, you can say, picture or image in mind. Similarly, next one is a pronoun. Pro mean for, noun mean name. So pronoun, words used for name or words that are used in place of noun. That's called pronouns. A pronoun is a word used to replace or substitute a noun. For example, if you're talking about Lahore, so Lahore is the capital city. Lahore is a historical city. A lot of different historical places. Lahore. So if you are repeating one word again and again, so it would not be more effective. So some words are used to replace the main word, main noun. For example, Lahore is capital of Punjab. It's a historical city. It has many historical buildings. It was founded by blah blah blah. So to keep on. So it is a pronoun. Similarly, he, she, they, you, ourselves. So these are pronouns. Next one is a verb. A verb is a word that expresses an action, occurrence, or state of being. For example, run fast. He runs fast. So run is a verb. The line was sleeping. So sleeping is a condition. So these are verbs. Now next move to the one adjective. This is not adjective, this is adjective. As D is silent over here. As it is in judge, dodge, So adjective. Adjective is a word that describes or modifies a noun, providing more information about its qualities. So adjective nouns, it qualifies noun. Long tree, tall man, dark night, beautiful picture. So it's happy mood, blue sky, interesting story. So these are adjectives. Interesting is qualifying or describing quality of a story. Blue is of sky, tall is of tree, happy is a mood or person. So these are adjectives. Adverbs. It is also known adverbs, mean adding meaning to the verb. So an adverb is a word that modifies a verb, adjective, or another adverb. Typically, it answers questions like how, when, where, what. Adjective qualifies noun, adverb qualifies verb, and adjectives and sometimes itself adverb as well. Quickly. One is quick. Quick. Quick is adjective. Quick fox. Quick person. Quick reaction. Quickly. Move quickly. So quickly is emphasizing or qualifying move. Move a verb. So quickly is an adverb. Quick fox. So it's qualifying fox. Fox is a noun. Similarly, very. Very happy. Happy is an adjective. So very is qualifying happy. Next is a preposition. Sixth one is preposition. A preposition is a word that shows the relationship between a noun, pronoun, and each word in a sentence. A sentence has different, sometimes sentence words in a sentence are connected or with each other, or they have some relation. So what kind of relation they have? The word that tell these relations are called prepositions. For example, in the box, in the basket, on the table, under water, between the cities. So between two cities. So relation between two cities, underwater. So what is the relation between the person or things with the water? Under. On the table, so relation on the table. In the basket, so what is the relation? Is not by the basket, it is in the basket. So these are called pronouns. Conjunctions. A conjunction is a word that connects word, phrases, or clauses with a sentence. So earlier we have also talked about relation. So relation within themselves. So this conjunction tells a relation between two clauses, two phrases. For example, and. He and his friend. So connecting friend and him. We tried but failed. So we try, we failed. So relation, that failure, showing failure. Or either I or you are responsible. So it is indicating responsible between I and you. Because we will work hard because it is necessary. So it is necessary is one sentence, one clause, and we will work hard. So these are two clauses, and this is connecting these. It tells reason. We will work hard because it is necessary. Eighth one is a interjection. Interjection is a word or phrase used to express strong emotions or surprise. So there is a word that expresses sudden emotions, feelings, happy. For example, it often stands alone and is followed by an exclamation point. So this is a symbol, exclamation point, as it is mentioned over here. So wow, ouch, bravo, hurrah, as. So sudden emotions. Wow, we have succeeded. Ouch, I have got my foot hurt. Bravo, you have done this work. Hooray, we are free at last. So these words express emotions, and these are known as interjections. There are two school of thoughts. One of school of thoughts consider article as a part of speech, and the other one doesn't. So while not always considered as standalone part of the speech, articles, there are three type of articles, a and the, are often categorized as determiners and are used to specify or limit a noun. So these are called determiners because they use with the noun. They specify noun. Some specific meanings, for example, and they have some effect on meanings. So for example, English is a noun and it's mean language. So if you place the English, so it's mean the person living in England. So this noun, the article changes. Place or the place, some particular place. Understanding the focus and roles of each part of speech is fundamental to constructing grammatically correct sentence. It helps convey meanings clearly and facilitates effective communication in both spoken and written language. So what role these words are playing, this is done or understood when you know this part of speech. Sorry for writing lazy dog. So this is a sentence. How many words it has? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it has 9 words. So if we talk about a is an article, quick. Quick is an adjective or adverb? Oh, okay, that's confusing. Okay, so let's come to later. Jumps, action. What action? Fox jumps. Fox takes action, it jumps. So jumps is a verb. Okay, so fox is a noun, it's a name. And brown fox, so this brown is a qualifying fox. Adjective qualifies noun, so it's adjective. Brown qualifies fox. How fox looks? It looks brown, so brown is adjective. And if you talk about quick, so quick brown. Quick is also qualifying fox. What kind of fox is? It's a quick. Its color is brown. So quick and brown both are adjective. Understand it? And over is a relation. Over, a article, lazy. Dog is a noun, again, name of a dog. So it's a dog. Dog, how is dog? What kind of dog is? Is lazy. Over is a preposition because it's a relation linking jumps and with a dog. So this word has a is an adjective, sorry, a is article or determiner. Quick is adjective, brown is adjective, fox is a noun, jumps is a verb, over is preposition, a is an article or determiner, lazy is an adjective, and dog is a noun. Okay.
Word classes. Word classes are also the name of part of speech. So part of speech and word class are used interchangeably. Word class are the words, categories of the words that are used in a sentence and the role they play in a sentence. In this video, we will see the classification of the words, their names. We will try to identify the part of speech or word classes and their role in a sentence.
Word classes. So what is meant by word classes? So part of speech are also known as word classes. So if I define, word classes typically refers to the grammatical category or part of speech that a word belongs to in a particular language. Similarly, as a category of the word. So word class of words. So what kind of words these are? What role do they play in a sentence? These are called word classes. So noun refers to a person, place, things, idea, or concept. Example: dog, city, or love. There's a video regarding part of speech, and these word classes as a part of speech have been discussed in detail. Pronoun, so it's a place, it's a name of anything, idea, or concept. It may be a dog, it may be a city, it may be a love, it may be a money, it may be anger, it may be a happiness, it may be a sky, it may be a wealth, it may be a anger, it may be a player, so on. So pronoun, pro replaces a noun to avoid repetition. So pronoun, noun mean name, pro mean for. These are words that can replace nouns. So dog, dog is sitting in the garden. It's very fast animal. It's injured. It's not happy. So it is representing dog. So this is a pronoun. Okay. Adjective. This is not adjective. Generally students pronounce is as adjective. It is adjective. D is silent as it is judge or indulge. This describes or modifies a noun. Happy person, tall boy, blue sky. So blue is qualifying, modifying sky. So sky is blue. So it's modifying sky. It's a adjective. Tall boy. So tall is qualifying boy. Happiness, happy person. So happy mood. So it is a qualifying mood or person. So these are adjectives. The verb describes an action or state of being. Example: run, eat, or is. It may be state. It seems happy. So it is state. So how it seems is a verb. The baby is running. So run is a verb action. Eat, he eats chips, is eating food. So eating is action. It may be is the book is old. It's a telling state. Adverbs describes or modifies a verb, adjective, or an other verb or other adverb, often providing information about how, when, where, or to what degree. For example: quickly, always, here. So these are adverbs. It rains daily. So daily, how? Daily. When? He went there. Where? There. He always speaks truth. Always, condition. Quickly. It moves quickly. Quickly moves. So again, there are confusion. Sometimes students are confused. They mix adverb with adjectives. So sometimes they seem similar. There are some words. For example, wrong. Wrong is verb. Wrong is adjective. Wrong is adverb as well. So wrong is verb. Wrong is a noun. Wrong is adjective. Wrong is adverb. So there are sometimes confusion between the students. There is confusion for the students. They're confused. So what is adverb? So let me take an example. She is beautiful. For example, I hope you would be able to understand. She is beautiful. U-T-I, sorry for writing. It is difficult. So, okay, she is beautiful. So she's pronoun is a verb and beautiful. So who is beautiful? It's she. So beautiful is qualifying, it's modifying she. So she is a beautiful. And if I say she walks beautifully, so now look at this word beautifully. So is it telling about that she is beautiful? No. She tells walks. How does she walks? She walks beautifully. She may have a healthy, I'm sorry for the For the women or girls, this is just an example. She may not be beautiful. She may have different kind of woman, but walks beautifully. Her walk is beautiful. So walk is a verb. So this beautifully, this word is qualifying, modifying walk. So walk is a verb. So this is a adverb, not adjective. Okay. Here, beautiful is qualifying or modifying she. So she is a noun. So this is a adjective. Okay. I hope you will not forget it in future. Conjunctions. Conjunction as a word that connects phrase, clause, or two sentences. For example, and, but, when, because, therefore. So these are conjunctions. They link to sentences. And we come to university, we study. We come to university and study. So linking to sentences. She worked hard and succeeded. So but they tried but could not win the match. So could not win the match, tried hard. Or either I or you are responsible. So linking I and you, two nouns or two pronouns. Interaction. A word or phrase used to express strong emotions or surprise. These are certain emotions. These emotions may be a pleasure, they may be of surprise, they may be of some as a result of some positive or as a negative reaction. For example, wow, wow, what a lovely scene. Oh no, again lost. Hooray, aha. Oh, so ouch. So these words express emotions, certain emotions, and this sign of exclamation, this sign shows their emotion. So these are the words always have such this symbol with them. Let's have example. We learn functional English regularly. So we the best thing about sentence is finding verb, because verb is a key nucleus. Without verb you can't make a sentence. So verb is important. You need to find verb first. So learn is an action or not action, it's a work or what they're doing, learning. Who learn? We is a pronoun because it is a name, not a name of anything. We learn what? Functional English is a name, it's a language, so it's a noun. Okay, so English, which English? Functional English. So English is functional, so this is an adjective. Functional is adjective. When? Regularly is a adverb. So regular is a adjective. Sometime by using ly or adding ly with the adjective becomes adverb. So English regularly is a adverb. Okay, got it? So let's have next sentence. The sun rises in the east. Rises. So this is an action because sun rises is a verb. Okay, so rises. Who rises? Sun. Sun is a noun. It's a name of some entity, and that is a qualifying noun. So this is a determiner or this is an article. And east is a name of dimension, so it's again noun, and that is qualifying or modifying east. So it's a generally it's a adjectives, but over here it's article. Okay, because article is a class that is generally not, some of people don't consider it as part of speech, but it's important. So a and the, these three are known as articles, and they have their specific usage, though they don't have their specific meanings, but they affect the meanings as well. For example, English. English is the name of a language, and if you choose the English, so the English would be the speaker of language, English, the person English. So it would change from language to a speaker. So the is a determiner, and in is telling relation, rises and east. So in is a preposition. So word classes, understanding the word class of a given word helps in connecting in understanding the word class of a given word helps in understanding grammatically correct sentences and comprehending the structure of a language. If you understand, if you know the part of speech, it would be easy for you to understand the sentence clearly or understand the meanings of sentence. Different languages may have additional or different word classes, and words can sometimes function as a different parts of speech depending on their usage in a sentence. So these are, we have talked about 9 parts. So it's not necessary that every language has these 9 parts. For example, in Urdu there is no article. In Japanese there is no article. In English there is article. So these articles depends on the languages. So some languages have all these 9 parts and some have fewer of them. So if you understand these words or these classes or these parts, it would be easy for you to understand the things or understand the language or convey the meanings effectively.
Vocabulary building. Mostly students have been complaining, or they are heard complaining, that they are weak at vocabulary. So one objective of functional English is to improve vocabulary. In this video, we will talk how can we improve vocabulary. We will discuss what are the mediums and what are the sources that can help us, or what is the way that can help us in enhancing or increasing our vocabulary.
Building a strong vocabulary is crucial for effective communication, reading, comprehension, and overall language proficiency. Because students of undergrads, they join different professions. So it is necessary to enhance the vocabulary. Here are some strategies to help you enhance your vocabulary. So we will discuss some of the strategies, some of the possible ways to enhance the vocabulary, or how can we enhance our vocabulary. Reading, the first one is reading regularly. It is very important. Read a variety of material, including books, articles, newspapers, and magazines. So it is very crucial of reading articles, books, newspapers, or magazines for updating knowledge or enhancing vocabulary. Explore different genres and subjects to encounter a diverse range of words. If you are medical students, you need to your must focus should be on the most relevant books and articles. Or if you're going to for business education, or for mass communication, or for literature, so the relevant books the study of relevant books or material can enhance your vocabulary. Second important factor is using a dictionary. Whenever you encounter an unfamiliar word, look it up in the dictionary to understand its meaning, usage, and pronunciation. So when you find difficult word, so there are 2 basic way of learning language or meanings. One is through communication with the natives, and second one is dictionary. So if you encounter one word that you feel is a new one, you don't know meanings, so how this word is going to pronounce, what is its etymology, and how it can be used, what are its meanings. So the best way is to use dictionary. Consider using a thesaurus to discover synonyms and expand your word choice. So you can use synonyms, thesaurus. You can also use dictionary, pocket dictionary, or you can say advanced learner dictionary. Contextual learning. Number third one is contextual learning. Pay attention to how words are used in context. Understand the nuance and connotations of words by seeing them in sentences. One are contextual meanings and one are dictionary meanings. Sometimes the word which has a different textual meanings, one has different dictionary meanings or literary meanings, may change with reference to context or in context. So it is very important to study books, articles, newspapers and magazines so that you may familiarize yourself with the usage of different usage of the word, how the word can be used. Next one, keep a vocabulary journal. Maintain a journal or digital document to record new words you come across. Include the word, its definition, and an example sentence. You must use a journal. And when studying that journal or some digital document, you may use to enhance your vocabulary, you may study some research journal or academic journal that may enhance vocabulary. You may, whenever you find some new words, you may identify it and find definition and focus on examples or write the examples so that it may help you the contextual use of the particular word. Next one is learn a word a day. This example, this is one practice that you can make a schedule of writing or one word in dictionary. During graduation, I used to write one word in dictionary in a diary and keep on revising all the words on a regular basis. For example, the first day I wrote one word, and the 10th day I used to revise all the 10 words. After 6 months, I left it, and some of the words were skipped, which I did not used to use during conversation or writing, and those words lasted, which I kept on using during conversation or writing or during my communication. So set a goal to learn one new word every day. Use it in the sentence to reinforce your understanding and retention. So I have given my example. Not only you should write one word daily, but you must use in sentences so that it may be reinforced the understanding and it may be retained in the mind. Because if you learn one word and cram some word and you don't use it in communication or writing, then it would not retain in your mind. So for retaining in the mind, you need to keep on using those words regularly. The next strategy for enhancing vocabulary is engaging in conversation. The best and ideal way is actively participate in discussion, debates, or group conversations to use and reinforce your vocabulary in a real life situation. This is one of the important, and I think it's the most effective way that by discussing or engaging in conversation, you can retain your word and you can keep that word in your mind and it would be part of your vocabulary. But if you don't use it, okay, engage in language exchange with the native speakers if possible. So if there is possibility or you have chance that you can access or can talk to the native speakers, it would be an ideal way to enhance your vocabulary. The next strategy that can enhance vocabulary is play word game. Play word games like Scrabble, crossword puzzles, or online vocabulary quizzes to make learning enjoyable. Use word-building apps that offer interactive ways to expand your vocabulary. So this is one of the interesting way of enhancing your vocabulary. There are different games and mobiles, and there are different mobile apps, and there are different games like Scrabble or crossword puzzles that you can use those games to construct words. You can use also some mobile apps that help you enhancing or building vocabulary. The next strategy that can enhance vocabulary is join a book club. Joining a book club provides an opportunity to discuss literature with others, exposing you to new worlds and perspectives. There are different clubs, callers, who keep on discussing different points, different you can say topics related to their subject. So if you join those groups, then you can exchange your ideas. As a result, you can learn new words or their contextual issues. Another strategy that can enhance vocabulary is watch documentaries and educational programs. Documentaries and educational programs are often programs that are rich and diverse vocabulary. Pay attention to the language used in these programs. Another way that can enhance your vocabulary is watching some movies regarding the subject literature. This can also provide an opportunity of learning diverse vocabulary, words related to different contexts, different situations, and hence this way you can also enhance your vocabulary. Next one is flashcards. This is another interesting way of enhancing vocabulary, though it is old and usually those students don't use it, but it's very effective. Create flashcards with the word on one side and its definition on other. Review these cards regularly to reinforce your memory. So new generation is not using this one, but I have used it. It's very effective. Read aloud. Reading aloud can help reinforce your understanding of words and improve your pronunciation. So if you want to enhance your vocabulary, reading aloud is another way of enhancing vocabulary. Another way of learning vocabulary or enhancing vocabulary is practice writing. Write essays, articles, or short stories using new vocabulary. Practice incorporating words into your writings to solidify your grasp of them. Whenever you learn new words, try to use them at your first possibility, because until you use these words, they would not last long or remain as memory. When you learn new words, you may use these words in writing articles or stories. In this way, they would become your own and they would part of your memory. Another way of enhancing vocabulary is explore word of the day resources. Subscribe to word of the day services that send you a new word and its definition daily. They're different. You can services, online services. You can subscribe any of the service that would keep on sending words. In this way, you will have a chance to read those words, but also you find the definition and use it, and it will help you to enhance your vocabulary. Make learning new words a regular part of your language development, and over time, you will notice a significant improvement in your vocabulary and language skills. So we have seen that vocabulary building is a very important part of education, and especially one of the main objectives of functional English. So there are different ways of enhancing vocabulary, and by following any of these ways consistently, we can increase vocabulary.
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back. In this video, we are going to talk about sentence structure. So, types of the structure of sentences and key elements of sentence structure. Sentence structure refers to how words, phrases, and clauses are organized to form a complete sentence. It ensures clarity, logical flow, allowing the sentence to convey meaning effectively. There are four main types of sentence structure: simple, compound, complex, and compound complex. So when we talk about sentence structure, it means that the use of phrases, words, or clauses to make a sentence, how these clauses, phrases, or sentences are joined to make a sentence. They are joined in four different ways, or you can say that these words or phrases join in a four way to make sentences. The first one is simple, second is compound, third is complex, and fourth one is combination of complex and compound. Before we start discussing types of sentence structure or key elements of sentence structure, let's talk about the basic structure of sentence. A sentence has two parts. One is called subject and second is a predicate. So a sentence, we can say that sentence is combination of two parts. One is subject and the second one is predicate. Let's take example. The sun rises in the east. In this sentence, the sun is being talked about. What does the sun do? It rises in the east. So the sun is a subject and rises in the east is a predicate. Even predicate has two parts. One is verb and one is phrase. The verb is called predicator. Verb plus rest of the part is called predicate, or you can say that except subject, the rest all part of the sentence is called predicate, and verb is called predicator. Predicate is a combination of verb plus phrases, other phrases. Take another example. They play. In this sentence we have two words. One is they, second is play. So they is a subject and play is a predicate. So here predicate consists of only one word, that is a predicator. Okay, understand it? The predicate may be a combination of verb plus other phrases, or it may only consist of one verb or predicator. If I start talking about phrases, it would take, the video would be longer, so I will not go toward that one. Now we will discuss the element of sentence structure, then we will talk about types of sentence structure. If we talk about the elements, as we have talked about in this first sentence, that simple sentence has one subject and one predicate. So look at this one. The main person, thing, idea in a sentence is called subject. About what is being said is called subject. For example, the boy runs fast. So who runs fast? Boy. So this is all about the boy. Boy runs fast. So boy is a subject. If we talk about predicate, what is being said about the subject? So the boy is subject. What does the boy do? Runs fast. So run fast tells about the subject. So this is a subject, and what tells about is a predicate. So the part that tells about subject is called predicate, and about whom this is being told is called subject. Clauses. Clause basically is a sentence. Clause and sentence may be used simultaneously, but generally when we talk about clause, it means that part of a sentence. For example, there are two types of clauses: independent clause and dependent clause. Independent mean free of depending anything. Dependent mean depending on someone or something. Can stand alone as a complete sentence. So when we talk about independent sentence, we don't need to focus on any other thing or another part. We can understand meanings completely. For example, when we talk about she laughed, so it's clear she laughed. So this is a independent clause because she was happy. So because this is telling reason why she was laughing, she was happy. So this is dependent clause. When we talk about modifier, the word or phrases that describe other elements in the sentence, that's called modifier. The tall boy ran quickly. So ran is a predicator. Who? The tall boy is a subject. So there are two modifiers. One is tall and one is quickly. So tall is modifying boy. What kind of boy is tall? And ran quickly. So how he ran quickly? So quickly is modifying verb and tall is modifying noun. So this is adjective and this is called adverb. Conjunctions. I have also made video with the part of speech or word classes. You can watch that one. Kind of words that connects words, phrases or clauses. These join different part of sentences, verbs or other, you can say phrases or clauses. For example, she sings, she dances. So dance and sings. Sings is a verb, dance is a verb. So both verbs have been joined by and. So and is joining, connecting sing and dance. So and is a conjunction. So if we talk about the first one, simple sentence. Sentence that contains one independent clause or one group of words with a subject and a predicate that forms a complete thought. So look at this example. The cat sleeps. So here, who sleeps? So what is the verb? Sleep. Who sleeps? Cat. So cat is subject and sleeps about what the subject is predicate. So here sleep is called predicate and the cat is called subject. So this is sentence, one sentence, because it has only one verb, one noun and one verb. Compound sentence. If we talk about compound sentence, it contains two or more independent clauses joined by a coordinated conjunction that may be for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. A semicolon or a colon. For example, the cat sleeps and the dog plays. So there, look at the verbs. Sleeps, plays. Two verbs. The cat, the dog. Two subjects. So two subjects and two verbs. So it means the cat sleeps, the dog plays. Both are independent. These both are independent because they have a clear meaning. So they don't depend on other. Because cat sleeps, it gives a clear meaning. The dog plays, it gives a clear meaning. And they both are joined with and. So this is an example of compound sentence. If we talk about a complex, it contains one independent clause and at least one dependent clause. For example, although the cat is tired, it still chases a mouse. Although. So condition, what is the condition of cat? It is tired, but still chases a mouse. So this is independent clause, whereas although the cat is tired. So what is the condition of that cat? It is tired. So cat is tired, but it is chasing the mouse. So this combination is called complex sentence. Here we have only one dependent clause. There may be one clause or maybe more than one clauses. Next one is compound complex sentence. So as known by the name, it is combination of compound and complex. When we talk about compound, it means two independent clauses. When we talk about complex, it means one dependent and at least one independent clause. Look at example. The dog plays and the cat chases the rat, though they are tired. So there are two things, two sentences. The dog plays, the cat chases the rat, though they are tired. This is dependent clause. And the dog plays and the cat chases. So these are independent clause. It means that it gives meaning without reading or considering other part of sentence. For example, the dog plays, we can clearly understand its meaning. The cat chases the rat, it gives clear meanings. Though that they are tired. So this needs that we have to look something else because they are tired, yet they are doing this one. So this collectively is called compound clause, and this is dependent clause. So combination of both is called compound complex sentence. I hope you have understood it. If you have any questions, please feel free to write in the comment box. If you like the video or you don't like, if you want to know something further, please write in comment box. Thank you. Take care.
Idiomatic expressions. Welcome back. In this video, we will talk about idiomatic phrases.
Contextual interpretation.
What are the idiomatic phrases?
We will talk about
how
the factors, the key elements
communication
that can affect the interpretation of meaning. Contextual interpretation. Contextual interpretation. Contextual interpretation refers to process of understanding and making sense of information based on the content in which it is presented.
These expressions often carry cultural or
this involves considering the surroundings, circumstances, background information,
these are the words or expressions that
and the broader setting to comprehend the meaning of a word, phrase, sentence, or a passage. The context plays a crucial role in shaping the interpretation of language, as the meaning of words and expressions can vary depending on the context in which they are used. So this is understanding the meaning of a particular text. Sometimes we are reading text or we try to understand the meanings of words or phrases, clauses. They are misunderstood or miscommunicated. So what are the factors that affect meanings? We will discuss this in this video. The number one is language context. Consider the word and phrases surrounding in the target word or expression. The immediate linguistic context provides clues to the intending meanings. So particular words have particular meaning in particular text. So what context they are used in. Considering this context would help the meaning.
Next one is,
for example,
expression.
Bat. What is meant by bat?
Idiomatic expression.
You would have to understand whether it's talk about a match is being played, and the player has a bat in his hand, or bat is flying in the air, or bat is sitting in the tree. So what does it mean?
These expressions,
the context will tell its meaning. Another one is cultural context. Understand the cultural background and context in which the communication is taking place. Certain words or expressions may carry cultural connotations that influence their interpretations. Different words have different links in the context or cultures. They have a different meaning in the culture. And to understand those meanings, you have to focus on the culture. For example, breaking bread. What does it mean? Breaking means eating. But in British context, it means sharing your meal or bed with others. So again, dependent culture on which to which these things belong. Another aspect that affects the meanings is historical context. Considering or understanding the meanings, take into account the historical background or event that might affect meaning of information. Historical context helps in understanding references and allusions. Some particular text, phrases, or words have some historical background. Unless you understand that historical background, it's difficult to understand the meanings of particular word. For example, I have a dream. But do you understand it? It is your own dream? No. This refers to the particular speech. Social context. Consider the social setting, including the relationship between individuals, societal norms, expectations. Social context shapes the way language
Idiomatic
is
expressions
used
can be
and
used to add
interpreted.
humor,
So,
emphasize a
what
point,
context,
or
social
express
context, it has
emotions
been
in a
used?
way that literal language might not.
If you take example of
It's a
Guluism,
unique way of expressing
now it
feelings
has
or
been used in
emotions.
dictionary.
It may
What
add
is meant
color
by
by
Guluism?
adding
You will have to
humor,
go
or
back
it may
to particular
emphasize some
event,
specific point,
social context
or
when
it
this event
may
happened.
be used
So,
to
for
express
example, another
emotions.
example: see me in my
Sometimes
office.
these
If
emotions or
boss
humor
says
is
to his
not possible
employee, see me in
in
his
literary
office,
words
what does it
by
mean?
the use of literary words.
Has
So
the employee done
use of
something wrong
idiomatic expressions
and is
may
going to
enhance
be
or may result into
praised for
more
particular
emphasis. Let's take
job,
example and try to
or he has
understand
really done
how
something good
the
and the boss
idiomatic
want to
expressions are
appreciate it?
different from the literary
Or
meanings.
is there any
So
some
look at
good
this
an
one.
idea
Break the
that
ice.
boss want to discuss
Break
with the person,
and
particular
ice.
person,
If
or
we go for
it's
literary
an
meanings,
informal
it
chatting
means
as a friend? So
cracking
what
or
does it
breaking
mean?
the
It depends on
piece
the
of
context,
ice.
social
Idiomatic
context.
meanings are to initiate a conversation in a
Next
social
one is
setting,
textual
usually
context.
to ease
Examine the broader
tension
context
or
within
awkwardness.
text, such as
What is the
genre,
effect of this one?
purpose, and
It
overall
makes
structure.
communication more vivid,
Understanding the
helping
textual
convey
text
idea of
goal
easing
helps
an
in
uncomfortable
understanding
situation
or interpreting the
in
individual's
casual,
components.
relatable way.
You need to
For example, at the
evaluate
party,
or
I'm
consider
told a
text
funny
where the
story to
particular
break the
word,
ice.
phrase, or
So
text has been
the
used so
party,
that you have a
everyone was
clear meaning.
serious.
For example,
They were sitting
he
silent.
held
Suddenly,
a
Aman told a
red
story.
herring in his hand.
So this
What does it mean?
is known
Generally,
as
red herring means
breaking ice. Let's
an
another
idea or
example.
cue that may mislead.
Piece
But
of
what is
cake.
meant by this one? It is
So
used as well
piece of cake.
literally,
If you go for literary meanings, a
as a
slice.
metaphor, or some other
But
in some
if
other
you go
literal
for
meanings.
idiomatic meanings,
So you have to focus on
something that is
particular
very
textual
easy to.
context.
And
Next
what are the effects?
thing
As
or
a playful
aspect that affect the
tone,
meanings
showing
is
that task is
discourse.
simple without
Discourse
directly
basically
saying
linking
it's
text with
easy.
that context.
So you say that it's easy.
So
In a
analyzing
way,
a flow of
you may
conversation
say
or
that
a
it's
written
easy work
discourse
by
to
using this
discern the
expression.
meanings
For example,
of a specific
the exam
elements,
was
how
a piece
ideas
of
are
cake.
connected,
So
how
it was
language
very,
is
the exam
used,
was very easy. It was very easy to take the exam.
can
Okay,
provide
let's have another example.
valuable insights.
Under the weather.
For
What
example,
is literary meanings? Beneath the weather. What
there are two
idiomatic
friends
meanings
who are
are?
talking with each other.
Feeling sick or unwell.
One says, I'm starving.
The effect of
What does it mean?
this idiomatic
Link
phrase
it with the other
provides
one.
a soft,
There is a restaurant
more
nearby.
conversational way to
So
express
one is
illness,
saying that he is
making
hungry. So
communication
second is suggesting.
less formal.
So there is a restaurant. We may have a
Understand it?
lunch,
So
dinner,
it's
or
a softer way of saying
breakfast
something. For
somewhere.
example,
So how
I'm not
these
coming to work today.
things are
I'm
linked with the
feeling
context
a
or
bit
some
under the
particular
weather.
event.
So
So this is called
I'm coming because
discourse analysis. Next one is pragmatic
we
consideration.
can conclude that idiomatic
Pragmatic mean
expressions
basically
add color to language,
contextual meaning.
but they may be challenging
One is
for
literary
non-native
meanings and
speakers
one is
to
pragmatical
understand.
or
Their
contextual
meanings are
meanings.
often figurative
Pragmatics
and
deals with the study of language
hope you have
used in
understand it.
context.
If you have any
Consider the
questions,
speaker's
please
intentions, implied
write
meanings,
in the comment
and
box.
effect of
Take care.
communication
Nice day.
on the listener.
Idiomatic
So you have to
expressions.
take context.
In this video, we
pragmatically
will talk
means.
about idiomatic
Not
phrases.
as a textual meaning.
What are the
For
idiomatic
example,
phrases
if someone
and
says,
how they
may I have a
can
glass of water?
affect our communication,
question?
or what are the benefits of
Or
studying
may I know your name?
idiomatic
Or a
phrases?
student says, may I come in, sir?
Idiomatic expressions.
So may I come in, sir?
Idiomatic
Answer is
expressions,
yes or no.
also known as
But
idioms,
here is a question.
are phrases
No,
or
it's a request.
expressions that have a meaning
It's a
different
polite
from literal
request in a polite way.
individual words.
The person who wants
These
water.
expressions often
So
carry
this is a
cultural
pragmatical
or
use of
contextual significance
text.
and are commonly used in everyday
non-verbal
language.
cues.
So these are the words or
Pay
expressions
attention to
that
non-verbal
have a
cues
different meaning
such
than the
as
literary meanings.
body language,
If you focus on the
tone of a
words,
person, tone of the
they are
voice,
different, and
or
the
facial
meanings
expressions.
they convey are different.
These cues
Because they
can
are embedded with the
provide
linked with the
additional
context,
information
so their
that
meanings are
complements the
not
spoken
dictionary
or
meanings or
written
literary
words.
meanings.
For example, I'm fine.
Cultural understanding.
Imagine you are in
Idioms
the
often
plushy
reflect
place
the culture of the
and
language.
you
Using them effectively requires
smash someone's
familiarity with
foot.
the culture For
wearing
non-native
heavy
speakers,
shoes,
idioms
and
can become
you overstep
confusing
someone's foot,
and
and the
lead
person is about to cry,
misunderstanding
and
if they
but you
are
say
taken
sorry.
literally.
The other person says,
Because
okay,
these
I'm
words,
fine.
these idioms,
But if you
these
look at
phrases
his
or
or her
expressions
expressions,
are linked with a culture.
the pain, the
And
feeling of
every
pain
culture has
or
different
agony
traditions
or
and
anger
customs.
can be
So
read
the person
clearly
who is
on his
using
expressions.
these
But him
idioms
is saying,
must be
I'm
familiar with the
fine. Is it
context
fine?
of the
Does
culture.
you think? Do you think
Otherwise,
he or
if the
she is
literal
really fine?
meanings are considered,
So
then
these
they
non-verbal
may
cues,
either
facial
mislead
expressions, body
or
language,
may
or
cause
its sudden
misunderstanding.
reaction
Next one
give
is
or
enhanced
sudden
expression.
may give you clear understanding
Idiomatic expressions
or
can make communication more colorful,
meanings, information.
expressive, and engaging. They
So we
convey
have
ideas
discussed
on in a
various
more vivid or
aspects or
creative way
factors
than
that
literal
may affect the
language.
meanings.
These
Contextual interpretation
expressions
is
make
essential for accurate
communication more colorful.
communication, and it
They
helps
add
prevent
taste, they
misunderstanding
make color
and
and make the
ensures that
language
the
or the
intended
expression or
meaning
writing
is
colorful.
conveyed. It requires
And
considering
it is
multiple
more
layers
expressive
of
and
context
engaging.
to drive a
This
comprehensive
capability
understanding of
of
information
using
presented
idiomatic
in particular
expressions and
text.
idioms make the language creative
So
or make the
I hope
expression creative.
you have
The use
understood
of these idiomatic phrases or
how the
expressions is
different
more
or
creative than
various
the use of literal dictionary or
situations or
dictionary words.
contexts affect the
Next
meanings.
important factor
If you have any
is
questions,
potential
please
for
feel free
misinterpretation.
to write in the comment
Since
box.
idioms,
If you like the video,
idiomatic
please
expressions
share
don't
it.
mean what they literally
And if
say,
you have
someone
questions or if you don't
unfamiliar
like
with
it,
idioms
anything,
might
please comment in the box.
misinterpret the
Thank you.
message.
Take care.
This can
Synonyms and antonyms. Use of synonyms and antonyms is an effective way of communication. The synonym means similar words or words that have similar meanings or related meanings. Antonyms means the words that have are opposite in meanings or they have different meanings. So in this video, we will discuss or talk about some synonyms and antonyms that can help us to increase our vocabulary, and use of these synonyms and antonyms can beautify the writing and help us in conveying meanings or effectively, or you can say clearly.
synonym similar, antonyms anti-different. So let's talk about synonyms and antonyms. So synonyms, let's start with the definition. Synonyms are the words or phrases that have similar meanings. They can be used interchangeably in many contexts to add variety and richness to language. Here are some examples. So these are the words that are that have interrelated meanings. That not exact similar. They may be used interchangeably, because if you keep on using one word regularly, same word, it might make your writing boring. So if there's a variety of the words relating the similar concept, it would enhance. It would add beauty, make a good impression. For example, let's have example: happy, big, smart. There are three words. So happy may be replaced by joyful, content, pleased, delighted. And big, large, huge, enormous, massive. Smart, intelligent, clever, bright, sharp. So let me repeat once again. So all these words don't have exactly same meanings. They have similar meanings. They may be interchanged with the main words. So they're different. These are called synonyms. Another example: beautiful, attractive, lovely, gorgeous, stunning. And if you go for angry, furious, irritated, upset, wrathful. So these are words have angry. They have a similar meanings and they can be replaced. So these are synonyms. If we talk about antonyms, antonyms are the words that have opposite meanings. They provide contrast and help convey different shades of meanings. So these are words that are opposite. You don't exactly say the opposite, but they present different shades of meanings. So let's have examples. Happy, same word which we have discussed in the previous slides in synonyms. Happy, sad, unhappy, miserable, depressed. So these are opposite to the word that is happy. Similarly, if we talk about small, tiny, little, miniature, so these are opposite to the big. Smart, intelligent, and opposite to these are stupid, dull, ignorant, or unintelligent. If we take another example of the same words, beautiful, ugly, pain, attractive, and homely. These are words opposite to beautiful. And if we talk about angry, calm, happy, pleased, content. These are words opposite to the angry. There are other way that you must remember. There are some opposites, and antonyms are gradable and ungradable. Gradable mean, for example, hot. So hot and cold. Opposite of hot is cold. But it's not necessary that the water should or thing should be cold. There is thing that there will be center. And similarly, morning and evening. So the noon is also grading. So it can be graded. So there are different ways, not exactly the same. So these are also opposites. And another thing, that father and mother. Opposite of father is a mother. And opposite of brother is a sister. Opposite of a male teacher is a female teacher. So opposite of a king is a queen. So these are words that are opposite. They don't exactly opposite, as day is opposite to night. So it is not, they have different relation. Then day has night, hot with a cold, beauty with a ugly. So this is also kind of antonyms. Antonyms and synonyms, using a variety of words like synonyms or antonyms, can make your writing more interesting and effective. It's important to choose a word based on their specific meanings and connotations to accurately convey your intended meanings. So connotation, as discussed there was previously, there are contextual meanings. They have different meanings. Some words have their different dictionary meaning. They have different dictionary meanings, and they are different using contextual meanings. There are some annotations. So if you say, some example, there is a dog and there is a lion, so both have different connotations. If you say someone compared to the dog, he would be angry because dog has different connotations. And if you compare someone with a lion, he or she would be happy. He would be happy. So both are animals. Both are dangerous animals, but one has a positive connotation and the other one has a negative connotation.
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back. Reading strategies. This video is about the reading strategies. What are the strategies or approaches that can be employed for reading? So we will talk about these strategies in this video. Reading strategies. What is meant by reading strategies? Reading strategies are techniques or approaches that readers use to understand and interpret the text more effectively. Different types of readings, such as academic reading, skimming, scanning, and critical reading, may require different strategies. These are techniques or approaches to read the material or text. So there are different types of strategies that depend on the situation or the capability or capacity of the reader. So we will discuss them one by one. One of them is reviewing, or it is called review reading. Before reading a text, quickly scan headings, subheadings, images, or any highlighted or bold text to get an overview of the content. This helps in setting a purpose of reading. This is one of the strategies. You have a book, instead of studying thoroughly, studying word by word, you have a review of the book. You have a review of the particular text, topic, or maybe some lesson. In this way, you just focus on main headings or headings, see images or the bold words, so that you may have overview what is the text all about. This is called reviewing. Another strategy is skimming. When we talk about reading, skimming means read quickly to get the main idea or passage of text without focusing on every word. Skimming is useful for previewing content or identifying key points. Against reviewing method, skimming is to focus on the main ideas. Instead of reading all the details, you just try to focus on the main idea, what the possible idea may be, so that you have an overview of the content. This strategy is called skimming. Next one is scanning. Scan the text to find specific information, details, move eyes quickly over text to locate keywords and phrases relevant to your purpose. So this is a comparatively more detailed strategy. In this strategy, you go for some information, so go for details and try to find the keywords. Suppose your topic is about health, so you will focus on the word related to health. If your topic is smoking, your main idea would be to focus on some key relevant key topics or information that may give you some idea or purpose of the particular text, whether it is about the effect of smoking or process of smoking or making smoking cigarettes, or what is there is some investigation about smoking. So what is all this about? You scan the text to have an overview. Another one is active reading. Engage with the text actively by asking questions, making predictions, connecting new information to what you already know. Take notes and highlight key points. Generally, we use this practice in our reading. It is an active reading. You keep on reading things and try to write or make connections, think questions, or link your knowledge with the text and try to understand this one. This strategy is called active reading. Another strategy that is called SQ3R. S, 1S, Q, and 3R, because these three start with R. 1S, Q, and 3R. S stands for survey. Survey means skimming. As we talked about in the previous slides, skimming means just go through it quickly. Second, formulate questions about the content. What question you have? Just we have talked about the last one. What question you have in mind? Next one is read the text actively or answer the questions. You read the text and you have a question in mind and try to find the answer, what the answers are present in the text. Next one, recite or recall. Summarize and recall the main points. After doing these three, you recall the main points, what the main points are. And the last one is a review. Reviewing means to reinforce understanding. You connect these points that you have recalled and understand the purpose of this text. This is known as SQ3R. Another strategy is annotating. Mark up the text by underlining, highlighting, or making marginal notes. This helps in focusing on key information and aids in comprehension. So this is annotating. You keep on, you have highlighter or you have a ball pen or pencil and highlight the main points, or you may write some important points given the margins to comprehend the information. What is all this about? This strategy is called annotating. Next one is chunking. Chunk mean part. Break down longer pieces of text to smaller, manageable chunks. Focus on one section at a one time to enhance understanding. So you read in chunks instead of going the text thoroughly or reading the text thoroughly. You just read in chunks. You take different parts. You start introduction. You take some read the first line of each paragraph. You read some specific particular paragraph. You go at the end. You read the conclusion. So you take different chunks and try to understand the meaning of text. This is called chunking. Another study is mind mapping. Mind mapping means create visual representation of the main ideas and the relationship. Mind maps help organize information and make a connection between concepts. So mind mapping, that you find that this is one idea, one point has this one, and it has about 5 points or 7 points, and this way this point has further points, and you can further divide it 1 point or 5 points. So this way you can understand the means, mind map. So how these things are interrelated, this is called mind mapping. Another one is identifying text structure. Recognize the organization of the text, such as cause and effect, compare and contrast, see the chronological order, problem solutions. Understanding the structure aids in comprehension. So you try to understand or know the structure. What is the structure of the text? Whether it is a cause effect, is it telling about the effects, is a logical movement, it's a logical written text, or there is a comparison between different ideas, or there is any chronological order, how things are emerging or taking place, what solution has been offered to a particular problem. So you try to find this one. This strategy is called identifying a text structure. Another very important strategy is critical thinking. Analyze and evaluate the author's arguments, evidence, and perspectives. Consider the author's purpose, tone, and biases. So reading between the lines, you try to evaluate and see what argument the writer is taking, what evidence have been provided, and what perspectives have been discussed in this particular text. And you try to understand from author's point of view what kind of tone the author has used, what kind of the words or text it has used, what effect or what kind of message does the writer want to convey. So this is called critical reading. Synthesizing information. Combine information from different sources, form a cohesive understanding of the topic. Synthesizing involves connecting ideas and recognizing pattern. Synthesize means summing up, shortening things. You leave the other details and find the main ideas. So you get the main information, what the information has been told and what the source have been given. You try to understand a cohesive information, what the main information about the topic is, and you try to connect these information with each other or with one another to have a handsome understanding of particular topic or text. Another strategy that is called rereading. If passage is challenging or if you don't grasp the content on the first read, go back and reread it for better comprehension. When you have read some particular topic or text, you haven't understood the concept or basic meaning, you go back, you reread the text. You focus on different particular words. You focus on language or terms which you find difficult. If their words are difficult, if diagram you could not digest, or if there are some particular ideas or terminology that you need to understand, and you go back and try to reread it. Another one is adjusting reading speed. Vary your reading speed based on material. Slow down for complex and unfamiliar content, and speed up for the familiar or less challenging material. So if you have a good command on the words and you can move quickly, and if you have some problem in understanding or linking the concepts or ideas with each other, you may read it slowly. So how you will move depends on your exposure, your knowledge, or your practice. This is another strategy. Next strategy we're talking about is reflecting reading. Reflect, pause periodically. Reflect on what you have read, summarize key points, make connections, and consider the implication of the information. So reflect means thinking. You take to read in different pauses. You read one part, try to understand it, digest it, what is all this about, write some main points that you have understood, and make connection between these points, what implication they may have. This strategy is known as reflecting reading strategy. If I conclude these strategies, choosing the appropriate reading strategy depends on the factors such as type of text, your purpose of reading, your familiarity with the content. Experiment with different strategies to find what works best for you in various reading situations. So please note that I have discussed various strategies. They are different strategies and they may be used in different or particular specific context or texts. Different people use different strategies depending on their exposure, depending on their purpose of reading, or on the text, what is text it all about. If text is complicated, verbose, or it has technical terms, or it has a diagram, it has a simple language, it's a lengthy. So what kind of language text is, and the person who is reading, what kind of exposure that person has, what kind of knowledge he has, how much exposure or familiarity he has with the text, what kind of practice of reading the text he has. So this depends on different contexts, situations, texts, and persons, and these strategies vary from person to person and text to text. I hope you have understood it. If you have any questions, please write in the comment box. If you don't like anything or if you find any problems, please also write in the comment box. If you like the video, please like it and share it. Thank you. Take care. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back. This video is about presentation skills. In this video, we will talk about the skills that can engage audience or help us in presenting our message effectively. Effective presentation skills involve organizing content in a coherent and engaging manner, using appropriate visual aids, and effectively engaging the audience. Presentation skills involve two parts. One is material that you are going to present. Second is the person, the speaker who is going to speak. The skills that involve in presenting, in organizing the content and presenting it effectively is called the presentation skills. The first part we talk about introduction. the hook. Start with a compelling opening to grab the audience attention. This could be a relevant quote, surprising fact, or a thought-provoking question. So whenever you're going to start presentation, you should start something that can grab the audience, that can get the attention of the audience. You may start with some famous quotation or presenting some fact or something that can get the attention of the audience. The first one is this. The second one is clearly state purpose. Clearly tell what the purpose you are and what are the main points of your presentation. After introduction, that you have told what you are going to talk about, what are your objectives. Next one is body. Body involves logical flow of the material, main points, and transitions. Organize content in a logical sequence. Use clear structure with beginning, middle, and end. In the beginning, you should start introduce what you are going to talk about. Then explain the main points, and then conclude, wind up what we have talked about. Next one, the main point is highlight key points and support them with evidence or examples. Use smooth transitions between sections to maintain cohesive flow. Your agenda consists of different points. So when you are moving from one point to another, there should be a logical transition change. It should not be it should not give impression that you're jumping from one thing to another without any relation. Next one is a conclusion. In conclusion, summarize the main points. Reinforce your message, what you wanted to convey, and end with a strong closing statement, or CTA, call to action. So what you want the audience should do. You have given presentation, you have given message. So what they should do at the end of your message, you should clearly you should include it in your closing statement. Next one is visual aids. Visual aids are very important and play very important role. It has been seen that students or presenters use different graphics, different pictures, different visuals that have no relation. They have no direct relation with the presentation. It diverts the attention of the audience. So use these visuals carefully and purposefully, and it should support your agenda, your point, your message. It should not distract the audience or divert the attention of the audience. Clarity. Keep the visual simple, unclustered, and easy to understand. So if you are going some visual presentations, there is graph, there is chart, there is pictures, they should clearly and separately shown to the audience so that they perceive or understand what you want to convey. In the visual aids, use limited text. You must have seen that the presenter fold their slides with the words. It become verbose. So in this case, the audience started reading what is written on the slides. So you must use only concise and bullet points. Let the audience wait you speak. They should wait for you to speak, because you are the presenter. You are over there to present something. If you have written something, if the slides are full, they would involve in reading that material and would not listen to you. And if we have only some main key points or written in bullet points, they may read the points, but they would wait for you to explain or tell what is this all about. So avoid overcrowding the slides. Just use important points. Visual elements, incorporate visuals such as charts, graphs, and image to convey informations. It is also proven fact that 80% of the things are perceived through eyes. So when you add some visual aids, they have a more effect. But you should again use these elements to complement your message. Next one is engaging with technology. Familiarize yourself with the presentation software. Practice transitioning between slides. So you must know the latest technologies and you know how to use them. You must practice. You must be familiar. If you're going to presenting something and using PowerPoint, you must know the PowerPoint, how it will be used. And second one is backup plan. You must have different plans, ABC plan, because if you have one plan and some mishap, your first plan fails, then what would you do? For example, light, there's no light, there's some technical fault, and what would you do? So you must have backup plans. What would you do? We have talked about two things. One thing is that what the material should you have and how you should organize the material. Secondly, what kind of the visual presentation you should have, how to make slides and what to write on the slides. And third one is the presenter itself, the speaker itself, because both complement each other. If we have organized the material in a very excellent way, but the presenter is unable to convey the message, it would have no effect. And if the presenter is excellent, but things are not, you can say, incoherent, there's no properly, they are not properly organized, even then the message may not be conveyed properly. So when we talk about audience, eye contact is very important. Connect the audience, maintain eye contact to establish a connection, because you should look at your audience. If you don't look at your audience, if you keep on reading the slides or material in front of you, they would not be engaged. They would start boring. So you must look at your audience. But the main important is this: down to focus on anything, any person. Look at everyone, don't look anyone. Survey the room, look at the different sections of audience. Sometimes some speaker they just keep on seeing at one direction, ignore others. So you must keep on surveying the audio room. You must keep on looking all around so that everyone in the hall or in front of you should feel that you are looking at him or her. Next one is body language. Body language is very important. It shows your confidence. Stand tall, use open gestures, and project confidence. You should stand on the pedestal that people could see you. And your body language, your gestures, your facial expressions, your hand movements, your you can say walk should reflect your confidence. Move purposefully, but avoid excessive pacing. If you're just standing on your stage or dice, it may have different effect. But if you start moving, you should move with some specific reasons, and it should have some purpose to engage the audience, to ask questions, to interact with them. So excessive pacing may have a negative impact. Interaction. Your presentation should be interactive. For interaction, use questionings. Pose questions to engage the audience. Stop presentation, ask questions. See whether they have absorbed things, make things interesting. Include interactive activities or discussions. You may ask the audience some questions. You may introduce some activity so they remain engaged, they remain involved. Storytelling. Storytelling is very important and other aspect that can engage your audience. You should relate some stories, share relevant anecdotes or stories to illustrate key points. If you have some story, some you can say event, you may narrate that one so that it may strengthen or you may second your argument. Emotional appeal. Emotions to engage and connect with audience. Emotional words, in pictures, or some anecdotes that can engage involvement, that can you can say attract the attention of audience or engage them. Next one is vary delivery, voice modulation. Vary your pitch, tone, and pace for emphasis. There should not be monotonous tone. At one time, you must be your voice should be loud, and other it should be with high pitch, sometimes low. There should be variation so that it should express emotions because the variation in the sound express emotions. If there is a flat sound, flat voice, there is a no variation in the tone, it becomes boring. Pause for effect. When you have said something, you have expressed something, pause a little. Let the audience absorb and understand what you have said. Next one is adaptability. Read the room, pay attention to the audience reactions, and adjust your delivery accordingly. You must be vigilant and keep on observing your audience and respond accordingly. Flexibility. Be prepared to adapt if unexpected issues arise. You must be flexible. So you don't have made a rigid presentation. Of course, planning of a presentation is very important. You must have planned how much time you would take, how much introduction would be, how long introduction would be, and how would you conclude. But it should have a flexible so that you make adjust as the requirement. In the end, include question answer session and encourage questions, invite questions, and address them with clarity and confidence. Sometimes you are giving presentation, you are addressing some audience, they have some questions. If you encourage them to ask questions, it will help you to achieve your target or convey your message more effectively. Express appreciation. Thanks the audience for their questions. When someone have asked whether you like it or not, appreciate the audience. In the end, remember that effective presentation is practice. Practice, and practice. Rehearse your content multiple times. Refine your delivery. Anticipate potential questions and concerns. You should express yourself. You should speak. You should practice at your home. Stand in front of mirror. Talk to yourself. Refine your delivery. And you must get ready what the possible questions might be, and you must be prepared for the answer. You must prepare yourself on the expected answer because you are using your presenting something. You must expect what the possible questions might be and what their answer should be so that you may have a effective presentation. By organizing your content logically, using visual purposefully, and actively engaging the audience, you can deliver a compelling and impactful presentation. I hope that you have understood it. And if you have questions, please write in the comment box. And also what you want to listen. Thank you. Take care.